Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. A ton of storylines heading into 2024 for us Michigan fans, but I think perhaps the biggest storyline in question mark for this Michigan program is what does that quarterback room look like heading into 2024? And we've taken a lot of different looks from a lot of different angles about this quarterback competition, but a player that we haven't talked all that much about is true freshman Jaden Davis. And for the Michigan fans that have been listening to the boys for the last couple of months and really years at this point, I've never been a big fan or I've ever banged the table for a true freshman to immediately start at the college football level. But when you look at Jaden Davis, one, you look at his skill set, and then two, the vast experience that he has at the high school level. I mean, it adds up that Jaden Davis is, in my mind, a viable candidate for the quarterback one position for this Michigan program. Want to dive into a couple of reasons why I think Jaden Davis could emerge as the quarterback one in this Michigan offense. Before we do, and as always, just want to say thank you to you guys. A massive shout out to the Michigan fans. Y'all know I'm a massive Michigan fan, whether we're talking the recruiting trail, spring practice, the amount of support y'all have shown the boys, the amount of feedback in the comment section you guys have given. It means the world to the fellas. I love talking Michigan ball with you guys in the comment section. All the support means the world. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into this one. I want to do a little disclaimer that this is not necessarily me arguing that Jaden Davis should be the quarterback one in this Michigan offense. I think that picture will get a lot clearer after they finish up spring practice. We get a chance to see the spring game. I'm merely just kind of laying out that I think Jaden Davis is a little bit of a different prospect than a lot of other quarterbacks that are coming in as true freshmen. And I think that's where I want to start, where you look at Jaden Davis, his recruiting ranking obviously never really finished as high as it started for Jaden Davis. And I think that kind of represents one of the flaws that I think we see in the recruiting services in terms of the value being so heavily placed on the physical traits, guys working out in t-shirts in the spring, and not necessarily enough of the evaluation taking place in terms of what happens on the football field, right? Jaden Davis is not going to shock anybody walking into a room or throwing on air during spring sessions, right? A guy like Joe Milton certainly did for Michigan fans, and we obviously were very excited about the raw physical traits that Joe Milton had. But you look at Jaden Davis and what separates him, and I think why so many programs were in on Jaden Davis is the pure experience and production that he's had at the high school level. This is a guy that his last 2 years at the high school level, a 71% completion percentage for over 6,700 yards, 86 touchdowns to only 15 interceptions. We're going to dive into the film in just a little bit, but when you watch Jaden Davis, you see not only a guy that is in complete command of an offense, but is extremely accurate. He's on time with the football. Those are all attributes that Michigan really values at the quarterback position. And I think most importantly, this kid's a winner, right? Back-to-back state titles, only lost 2 games the last 2 years of his high school career, averaging over 40 points to his offense averaged during those last 2 years. Jaden Davis, as a football player on Friday nights, was kind of that guy. And you look at why freshman quarterbacks don't normally work out as starters going into year one of their college football career. It really has nothing to do with the arm talent, right? If you're a 4 or 5-star quarterback coming from the high school ranks, we know that you can make a lot of throws on a football field. A lot of the differentiators come between the years, right? Can you go through your progressions? Can you be accurate and on time with the football? Can you show command of an offense? I think that's probably the best asset that Jaden Davis has coming into his Michigan careers. This is a guy that's been a starter since his freshman year of high school. He's played a ton of football during his high school career, and a guy that, again, when you watch the film, it's not necessarily jaw-dropping like maybe a Joe Milton's film was coming out of Florida during his high school class, but it's a guy that, I mean, that's a strong command of an offense. He's moving the football. He's being efficient. He's on time. He's accurate with his throws. Again, going back to that stuff being extremely important for this Michigan program. And I think he brings that type of stuff between the ears that separates him from a lot of other quarterbacks that are going to be true freshmen at the college football level. And then you get into what Michigan values. I think this is probably the best argument for a guy like Jaden Davis. I mean, Sherrone Moore, even going back to Jim Harbaugh, what is the biggest value that they have at the quarterback position? It's guys that can manage football games. And you go back to the J.J. McCarthy argument where you got a lot of casual college football fans that say, how can you argue that J.J. McCarthy is one of the best quarterbacks in the country when his numbers, what shows up on the box score, is not even close to guys like Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix? A lot of people outside the Michigan fan base, kind of that's their argument. The Michigan fans know that if you put J.J. McCarthy in Washington's offense or LSU's offense or USC's offense, J.J. McCarthy's numbers are looking just like Michael Penix's numbers. That's why J.J. McCarthy is going to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. You look at what Michigan asks of their quarterbacks, they want more pro-style guys that can get it done, be efficient, not turn the football over. That's what Michigan values. And I think that's what Jaden Davis brings to the table more than arguably some of the other quarterbacks that we have on the roster. And I want to get into the film a little bit because it kind of give you guys a little bit of a understanding of what I'm talking about. When you talk about Jaden Davis, you turn on the high school film, and it's not necessarily jaw-dropping plays from Jaden Davis, although you see some phenomenal throws on the film. Again, this is not an argument that Jaden Davis is not a talented quarterback. It's more of an argument that what I love most about Jaden Davis is really between the ears, right? This is a guy that has won so much at the high school level. You roll the film, you just see a guy that is in elite command of an offense. He's a guy that knows how to manage a pocket, stuff that you don't normally see from high school quarterbacks, stepping up, delivering the ball, attacking the deeper third, very, very accurate, pushing the ball down the field, and a guy that just gets rid of the football extremely well. Now, this is a play that's kind of wild where, I mean, there's one spot this football can go to. You talk about the accuracy that Jaden Davis brings to the table, probably an ill-advised throw that you're going to see, but you talk about accuracy, talk about attacking the middle of the field, getting footballs into small windows. Take a look at this throw from Jaden Davis, back of the end zone. The only spot his wide receiver can go up and make a play, makes it happen. I mean, Jaden Davis's accuracy in that short intermediate passing attack, really special. And then Jaden Davis is a gamer. There's a reason that he's won back-to-back state championships. He can make these kind of throws that, I mean, you gotta make to win football games. I think the biggest differentiator between what we saw from Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy was those kind of plays that you make something out of nothing. Again, steps up in the pocket, knows how to keep his eyes downfield, has extreme accuracy on the run, off platform, checks so many boxes from just a mental standpoint of the football game. And I think that's what impresses you the most about Jaden Davis. And quite frankly, a lot of other freshman quarterbacks just don't have that kind of skill set. Again, phenomenal arm talent, off platform, across his body, putting it right on a dime, so to speak. Again, you continue to roll the film. You just see elite processing. Look at muddy pocket, steps right up, really unfazed, and then pushing the ball down the field, attacking that deeper third. You go back and run that play back again, you see a lot of other freshman quarterback probably just look to break the pocket, go use their athleticism. I mean, Jaden Davis, muddy pocket, steps up, keeps his eyes downfield, delivers a dot to the back of the end zone. Those are the kind of things that I think Jaden Davis brings to the table as a true freshman that are really attractive. And I guess to circle back to the real argument that I think Jaden Davis is certainly a candidate to be that quarterback one is you look at what are the gatekeepers for true freshman quarterback to play at the college football level. It has nothing to do with arm talent, right? There are so many true freshman quarterbacks that probably have the most talented arms on their football teams, but the command of the playbook, the command in terms of going through your progressions, getting the football out on time, being able to manage pockets, those are the gatekeepers. That's when you talk about quarterbacks that need some seasoning. That's what you need. Jaden Davis, he already has that seasoning. And I think you look at what Jaden Davis brings to the table, the skill set that he brings to the table, and then you combine that with what Michigan is going to ask of the quarterback position, regardless if they have J.J. McCarthy or Cade McNamara. It's all the same. This is a Michigan offense that, I mean, there's not a secret to what they've done in terms of winning back-to-back Big Ten championships, being the defending national champions. I mean, Michigan has a system in place. That system is going to remain with Sherrone Moore taking over this football program. And I think Jaden Davis, from a system fit in this Michigan offense, kind of fits a lot of those things that you're looking for. Now, am I arguing that Jaden Davis is going to be quarterback one coming into the fall? No, I'm not necessarily making that argument, but I'm saying that the argument for Jaden Davis to be quarterback one makes a heck of a lot more sense for someone like him than it does for a lot of other quarterbacks across the country or other true freshmen that we've had in this Michigan program, because of how polished and how seasoned he is and how much experience that he brings to the table. I think his skill set fits exactly what Michigan wants to do on the offensive side of the football. Again, we do not have the Washington Huskies offense. We have the Michigan Wolverines offense. And I think Jaden Davis fits exactly what Sherrone Moore and Kirk Campbell are looking for. This quarterback battle going to be extremely exciting. We'll obviously be talking about it for the rest of spring practice, the spring game, going into fall camp. Appreciate the Michigan fans rocking with the fellas. Again, it's been a blast talking this program. You all know I love talking this program. Can't thank you guys enough for rocking with the fellas. If you guys do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.